This is a Film Stories original podcast.
When you make decisions for your company, you look for the no-brainers. And if you have a lot of mailing to do, Stamps.com is the ultimate no-brainer. Mail checks, invoices, documents, and everything you need to keep your business running. Get rates up to 89% off USPS and UPS. And with the mobile app, you can take care of mailing on the go. Make the same no-brainer decisions as over 1 million other businesses with Stamps.com. Sign up at Stamps.com with code PROGRAM for a special offer. That's Stamps.com, code PROGRAM.
We made this.
Hello, you are listening to the X-Cast. The truth is in here. I'm your host, Sarah Blair, and this is our special coverage of minute 26 of the X-Files Fight the Future. So here we've got this minute beginning at 25:00, and it's right smack in the middle of Scully's sentence. She's talking to Mulder about how she was assigned to invalidate his investigations into the paranormal, and this minute starts with, but I think this goes deeper than that, is what she says. So, and then we've got it ending at minute, 25:59. And Scully hands Mulder his jacket. And I have with me back the wonderful Cathy Glinski. Hi, Cathy.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, there's some good stuff in this minute.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Including one of my very, 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 very favorite lines in the whole movie. I think it's just in the way Gillian Anderson delivers the line is why it's my favorite. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
She is.
She's a goddess. All right. So the last minute our last episode, we had some hair and some pencil skirts, and Scully was talking about how they were being reassigned away from each other. They've already been off the X-Files, but they were still partners, and now she's talking about what, Cathy?
She's talking about they're being split up. Yeah, they're not. It's not that they're not on the X-Files, but they're not being. Yeah. They're not going to be together anymore.
Oh, Mulder and Scully not partners after 5 years. What? How
you know
dare?
What's funny? Chris Carter says in the commentary, he goes, "Splitting Mulder and Scully up like this is it's not something we could do in the series, but for the movie we can bring out the big guns." He recognized that this is a huge deal, although they had been split up before.
I mean,
that's how we started season 2. I don't know if he didn't remember that, but this was definitely more emotional, more traumatic.
Absolutely. Leave it to Chris Carter to not remember his own show. I'm sorry. I love you, Chris Carter. I thank you so much for giving us the X-Files and Mulder and Scully.
Absolutely.
But let's be real.
But the reason, I mean, this particular split up gave us a very, very nice scene later on in the movie. So we are going to thank Chris Carter for that.
Yes. Mr. Blue Eyes. Mr. Twinkle Eyes. Oh, we love him. All right. Okay, so favorite line. My favorite line, Mulder is like, Scully, they're doing this to me, Mr. Narcissist.
Yeah.
All about him. And then she goes, oh, this is my favorite. She goes, they're not doing this. Oh, Scully.
So good. Yeah.
Oh. And then, Cathy, I know you're excited to talk about this.
Yeah, she says, Mulder, I left behind a career in medicine because I thought I could make a difference at the FBI. And I love that. bit. But what I love about it is in the pilot episode, when she's being interviewed by Blevins, she says, well, I chose the FBI because I thought I could distinguish myself here. And
Mhm.
her narrative has changed, that she started out maybe looking to, promote herself through the ranks or whatever, but over this 5 years of working with Mulder, she's joined his cause. I mean, she wants to make a difference, and she wants to do it with him. And that's why this reassignment, this separation is so devastating, because it's just destroying everything she's worked towards in the last 5 years. And it's no longer just about her and distinguishing herself. It's about making a difference. I love that scene.
It's beautiful. And, she talks about how she can't go back. She can't just do a desk job at some field office after what she's seen with Mulder.
Yeah.
She's like, after all we've seen, and
done.
She's and done and together.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kicker, is that they've done it together. Like, that's why it's just, I mean, like right in my guts. I feel it.
Yeah, and what gets me here, she can barely look at him. She's like, she just can't. I mean, this is destroying her, that she has to, because she's telling him, they're not doing this. I'm walking away. I'm not going to be reassigned and just do some desk job in some field office somewhere. If I can't do this with you, I'm leaving.
She loves him so much. Oh.
She does.
How can you not be a shipper? When she's sitting there, like, laying her heart out at his feet. Mulder, they don't ever say, I love you. This is, I love you. And it's, like, so much better than that.
But, of course, Mulder's not listening. He sees it as she's quitting. He's not listening to what she's saying. I'm not going to do this without you. That's what's important to me. And he's like, you're walking away. How can you walk away? And I'm like,
after all we've done, Scully, how can you walk away from this? And it's like, it was not about you, Mulder. Oh.
Yeah. But she doesn't back down. I mean, she's like, no, I was doing this for a reason, but maybe you should ask yourself if your heart's still in it too. I mean, she's beaten down. He still thinks there's a way to fight this. And she's like, just look where we are. Look what they're doing. Look what's happening, and ask yourself, can you make a difference anymore? If we're not going to let us be together, can we do this? It's just heartbreaking.
Mulder, he should have just been like, you know what, Scully, you're right. Let's go move to a mysterious, undistinguished house in the middle of a field. And I'll grow a beard, and you can become a surgeon. And we'll live our lives, and we'll not even think about conspiracies ever again. I'll go squatching sometimes to fulfill my paranormal desires, and then we'll just be happy together.
Yeah. Be happy. Maybe find a dog. Maybe, have a child or two. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we ahead of ourselves?
Maybe. Oh, man. If only. Then we wouldn't have had seasons. We wouldn't have season 6, which is an amazing season. One of my favorite seasons.
I don't regret a single minute of the X-Files, so I'm not going to second guess. But still.
Not a single minute?
There's some minutes I regret. There are some, yes.
I don't know. Maybe one with a banana slug in it in particular.
The Jesus slug is awesome.
You and Carl. Ugh. So, Cathy, what did they have to say on the commentary?
They're talking about when they created this set for the FBI, and then they said they just used this to inform what the FBI looked like once the show moved to LA. So they still had one more season. They filmed this before season 5. And then we had season 5 filmed in Vancouver. And then once they moved to LA, they really based their sets for the FBI building on what they had done in this hallway scene in Fight the Future, where we see Mulder and Scully and Skinner talking. So that really informed going forward how they would design the set. I thought it was kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't really get a lot of hallway scenes before this in the FBI building. I mean, there's some, but it's usually like close-ups. And it's like right outside a doorway.
Yeah, I think
of like this with the long shots.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. So like in Anasazi, it looked quite a bit different. So, but then in the later seasons, there were quite a few more hallway scenes, and
they're very crowded, right? With lots of people running around and doing FBI things.
Busy place,
yeah. So
and this is not a busy hallway.
I would say I'm gonna guess it's the executive level.
Yeah, that must be.
Not a lot of people up there.
Yeah, that's where they would put the hearing room.
That's where Assistant Director Cassidy is. We're gonna give her an assistant directorship.
At least.
Gonna go for it. At least.
Because she was like, maybe she was even a deputy director.
Oh yeah.
It's less. Oh, I don't know.
There you go.
She's up there.
Yeah.
Because she was in charge of that meeting.
High on the ladder. She's where Scully should have been after a while.
2023, she would have been running the bureau, except for Mulder.
Yeah. Mulder just had to go in with his alien conspiracies and
drag her down.
Imagine what she could have done without Mulder. It would have been way more boring for her, though. She probably wouldn't have stuck with it, you think?
Yeah, I mean, would you? Well, I think what intrigued Scully was these investigations that tested her science.
I mean, if I got to be in a basement office with that hair every day, I wouldn't be sorry about it. I'd want to come to work on the weekends.
I'd be there.
I mean, plus, and the cool science stuff.
Oh, yeah, that too, yeah.
All right, so after this, like, devastating moment.
And, at this point, Mulder is at a loss for words, which is pretty uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah, right.
You know, Scully's dropped this bomb on him, and he has nothing to say to her. He doesn't even respond. You know, after she says, maybe you should ask if your heart's still in it. He's got nothing to say. And then Skinner comes out to get him.
And she's still taking care of him.
Oh, yes.
She hands him because she's so tired about it.
It's like, you know, it's the same thing she was doing in the meeting. She was in there taking care of Mulder. She was trying to take the blame for everything that happened and back Mulder up. And then even when she's saying they're splitting us up and she's going to leave the FBI, she's still taking care of him and hands him his jacket. It's very sweet.
Silly. Yeah, bless. We could just moon over this for a while, I think.
We could, yeah.
But that probably wouldn't be very good listening. I don't know. But
I just need to mention that Mulder takes his jacket from Scully and he puts it on over his rolled up sleeves. And that's important to some people, so I just thought I'd mention that. You know who you are.
Yeah. That bothers me.
Does it?
That would be so uncomfortable.
I would think so, but I think, you know, long sleeves and jackets and ties are pretty uncomfortable anyway, so.
I mean, then we would have had a whole extra thing to talk about in this minute. That doesn't make for very good filmmaking, I guess. Pausing to roll down your sleeves. But that's fine.
Mulder does that a lot.
Yeah.
So, and it's fun to catch those times that he does that. Or if he'll take off his jacket and his sleeves are already rolled up underneath it. That's a rare find, but it's...
This is something I'm going to have to watch for now.
I'm all about watching for the details, I tell you.
I know. You have a spreadsheet, Cathy.
I do.
That is magnificent.
And rolled sleeves is one of the key players. So.
Oh, yeah. Do you include Skinner's rolled up sleeves in that or just Mulder's?
I just do Mulder. I'm sorry.
I'm going to have to start my own. It's fine. I'm going to start my own Skinner spreadsheet. I'm going to do it. All right, friends. Thank you so much. We do what we can to entertain you here at the XCast. Cathy, this is our last minute.
It is.
Together. But we'll podcast again together. We've got some fun things coming up. Tell us, where can we find you, Cathy, online?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm Cathy G at Catherine Glins 2, where I talk about the X-Files all the time, including the updates on my spreadsheet. And I'm often in the XCast basement group on Facebook.
Excellent. And I am Sarah L. Blair on Twitter. And you can find me on Instagram at author.sarah.blair. And sometimes I'm in the basement group, but most of the time I'm writing on my novel that is coming up. I've got a new novel coming out at some point. It's going to happen, Cathy, I promise.
I know it will. I can't wait.
Until the next one comes out, though, I've got one out. It's called Darkness Shifting. It's like King Arthur meets the X-Files. Super fun. Cathy, you've read it, right? I've
read it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. There's one character in particular that I really like.
Does he happen to have no hair on top of his head?
I think his name is Mitch, right?
Yeah, it is. That's right. Funny that.
Funny.
Not a coincidence at all. So anyways, thanks for listening. And thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you, listeners. And until next time, Carl's coming back next time. He's going to take over the torch. We're passing the giant flashlight on to Carl. Although he would not call it a flashlight, he'd call it a torch. Because England. Oh dear. Good times. All right, friends. Until next time, trust no one.
Previously on the We Made This Network. Here lies Amicus.
This is the only time you actually get any sort of grounded history, and a bit more of a background on why he's there.
I mean, it's maybe 5 minutes.
If that.
And then Dick's like, "Oh, I have to go," and you're like, "Where do you have to go, Dick?"
Yeah, science got a science.
He has to go and find
He's got to go sciencing.
And then the grandfather says to Pat, "Oh, I don't think you should see that young man again because the devil comes in many forms." And you're like, "Okay."
How can he tell? He can't even see him.
Observing the Pattern, a Fringe podcast.
Yeah, so at this point we're getting to the dropping the idea of multiple universes, the possibility of travelling from one to another, which
beings that are more advanced, like us, but more advanced,
yep.
In a further point of the timeline. So definitely seeds of things we see later.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier on, it is dropping ideas that are going to come in fully over the next 5 or 10 episodes.
The giddy carousel of pop.
So if you look at that front cover, there is a very obvious choice of somebody who actually should have been the cover. The answer to that is Janet Jackson. The choice I had to make at the time, I suppose there were 3 choices, were Wayne Hussey from The Mission, Margaret Thatcher, which is a whole other ball of wax, which we'll come to, and Janet Jackson. And the reason why this fails is because they used to announce the chart, I think, on a Tuesday morning. And my decision to put Wayne Hussey in the cover would have been all about a bet, if you like, that The Mission would be higher in the chart than Janet Jackson. The magazine's gone to bed, it's at the printers, it's about to come out. And he's counting down the top 40, and The Mission have gone in at, like, I don't know, number 32 or something. I mean, that's bad enough, but I'm now just thinking, we've just got to hope that Janet Jackson hasn't gone in the chart, because he's got to 20 and he hasn't mentioned it yet. 19 and at 18, 17. Oh, please God, And of course, in at number 4 is Janet Jackson.
Check out all of these shows and more on the We Made This podcast network.